First. For mine.
Is that what we're doing first? We're doing the-
Mine are, no.
Are you going first?
Yeah, right?
Okay.
But that's what I thought. Otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Well, Hartford and Manson are on it. Oh, everybody's on it.
All right, so I'm gonna wait.
No, it's fine.
We'll wait.
They're not here.
All right.
Are you wearing gloves? Rubber gloves or regular gloves?
For here, that's usually what I usually do is sterilize everything and
Yep.
I'm not the maid here, so. Are you ready?
Yes.
It didn't work?
Nope. All right. Well, I'll figure it out later. Yeah, we're ready.
I thought we were.
We were not. It was muted. Okay.
No, I wasn't muted.
Did you hear us?
No.
It was red. Yeah. It's fine. Start over. It's fine.
All right, so, okay, good morning, my name is Parole Officer Vasquez, today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Josue and Camacho Aponte, inmate number 437734. Board members, please identify yourselves.
Jennifer Zaccanini?
Panel member Rodriguez.
Mike Paul.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Camacho Aponte, his case is being reviewed for eligibility designation today in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. Mr. Camacho Aponte is currently serving 3 years for a violation of probation, underlying offense being assault on public safety, EMT, transit, health. Mr. Camacho Aponte is also serving a total effective sentence of 364 days concurrent for the charges of assault third degree and threatening second degree physical threat. The panel will now deliberate and make their final decision regarding this case.
Thank you. Thank you. So Mr. Camacho Aponte is back. He violated his probation by failing to report. However, he has new domestic, very concerning, where he was not only assaulting an intimate partner, but threatening to kill, stab, shoot the person. So I'm concerned about the continued violence, and my vote would be 85%. Mr. Pohl, your thoughts?
That's absolutely.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, absolutely, Madam Chair.
Thank you. The matter of Josue Camacho Aponte, amendment number 437734. I'll move to designate at 85% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, board members. This concludes this eligibility designation review for Mr. Josue and Camacho Aponte, 437734. Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Quinn L. Davis, inmate number 297353. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini?
Panel member Rodriguez.
Mike Paul.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Davis's case is being reviewed for eligibility designation today in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. Mr. Davis is currently serving 6 years execution suspended after 9 months concurrent, followed by 45 months probation for a violation of probation, underlying offense being assault, burglary first degree at night. And Mr. Davis is also serving a total effective sentence of 7 years execution suspended after 3 years concurrent, followed by 3 years probation for the charge of risk of injury to child. Mr. Davis is lastly serving 364 days concurrent, and this for 2 counts of assault third degree. The panel will now deliberate and make the final decision regarding this case.
Thank you. So Mr. Davis is back with us on a VOP. In addition to some technical stuff, testing positive for drugs and failing to attend IOP, there is a new domestic violence case. Part of his underlying offense was strangulation second, so I am concerned about the continued violence against women. My vote would be 85%. Mr. Rodriguez?
Agree, Madam
Mr.
Chair.
Pohl?
Absolutely.
Thank you. In the matter of Quinn Lamar Davis, 297353, I'll move to designate 85% where he's eligible for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, board members. This concludes the eligibility designation review for Mr. Quinn L. Davis, 297353.
Madam Chair, at the.
What facility is that?
There we go.
Okay, Hartford, we'll be with you shortly, okay? Just hang tight. Leave it on.
Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Vasquez. Today's the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Frederick Gallimore in May number 384295. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Paul.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Gallimore's case is being reviewed for eligibility designation today in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. Mr. Gallimore is currently serving 30 months for a violation of probation, underlying offense being a robbery, second degree, weapon, dangerous instrument. He's also serving a total effective sentence of 12 years, execution suspended after 3 years, followed by 3 years probation for the charge of possession with intent to sell, dispense narcotic. The panel will now deliberate and make their final decision regarding this case.
Okay, so Mr. Gallimore is back from probation for selling drugs. I see no new acts or threats of violence. I would designate as 50%. Mr. Paul?
Agree.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez?
I agree.
Thank you. In the matter of Frederick Gallimore, I'll move to designate 50% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, board members. This concludes the eligibility designation review for Mr. Frederick Gallimore, 384295. Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Adrian C. Gibbs in May number 313617. Board members, please identify yourself to the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Paul.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Gibbs' case is being reviewed for eligibility designation today in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. He's currently serving a 3-year concurrent sentence for 2 counts violation of probation. The underlying offenses being 3 counts accessory to robbery first degree and a conspiracy to robbery first degree, along with their accompanying underlying offenses of 6 counts of violation of probation and 2 counts of failure to appear first degree. Mr. Gibbs is also serving a total effective sentence of 3 years concurrent for 2 counts failure to appear first degree. The panel will now deliberate and make their final decision regarding this case.
Okay, so he's back. Mr. Gibbs is back for technical violation. Basically, he absconded from probation, wasn't reporting. I see no new acts or threats of violence, and I would designate it 50. Mr. Rodriguez? Mr. Paul?
Agree.
In the matter of Adrian Gibbs, 313617, I move to designate 50% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, board members. This concludes the eligibility designation review for Mr. Adrian C. Gibbs, 313617. Good morning. I'm Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Demont Hopkins in May number 411809. Board members, please identify yourselves for the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Paul.
Thank you, Mr. Hopkins. His case is being reviewed for eligibility designation today in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. Mr. Hopkins is currently serving 2 years concurrent for a violation of probation. Underlying offenses being assault second degree, injury, strike, kick head. Mr. Hopkins is also serving a total effective sentence of 30 months concurrent for the charge of illegal possession of weapon and motor vehicle. Mr. Hopkins previously discharged to his term of special parole on the 14th of June, 2019. He later returned to DOC custody with a new criminal charge on August 19, 2020, and now more recently under absconder status as of the 14th of August, 2023. His original 5-year term of special parole is now expected to expire, actually recently expired as recently as the 13th of August, 2024. The board will now deliberate and make their final decision regarding this case.
Okay, thank you. So my concern with Mr. Hopkins is he was on absconder status from parole and probation when he picked up new charges for having a gun. He was on supervision for a very serious assault second. I see this as a threat of violence. My vote would be to designate 85%. Mr. Pohl, your thoughts?
I agree.
Okay, Mr.
My
Rodriguez?
thoughts.
Thank you. In the matter of Demont Hopkins, 411809, I'll move to designate 85% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Board members, this concludes its eligibility designation review for Mr. Demont Hopkins, 411809. Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Sean Kirk, inmate number 339829. Board members, please identify yourselves to the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Pohl.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Kirk's case is being reviewed today for eligibility designation in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. He is currently serving 30 months concurrent for a violation of probation, underlying offense being strangulation, suffocate, second degree. Mr. Kirk is also serving a total effective sentence of 3 years execution suspended after 1 year, followed by 3 years probation. And this for the charge of illegal operation of motor vehicle under influence, third subsection. And the panel now will deliberate and make the final decision regarding this case.
Thank you. Mr. Kirk clearly has a substance abuse problem. He's back with us for a DUI, completely unrelated to the underlying strangulation, which was domestic violence in nature. So I see no new acts of violence or threat of and would designate 50%. Your thoughts, Mr. Rodriguez? Mr. Pohl?
Agree.
In the matter of Sean Kirk, I'll move to designate 50% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, board members. This concludes this eligibility designation review for Mr. Sean Kirk, 339829. Good morning, I'm Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Raul Lima, inmate number 386318. Board members, please identify yourselves for the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Pohl.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Lima's case is being reviewed for eligibility designation today in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. He is currently serving a 42 months concurrent for a violation of probation, underlying offense being strangulation, suffocate, second degree, along with its accompanying underlying offense of interfering with an emergency call. Mr. Lima is also serving a total effective sentence of 42 months concurrent for another violation of probation, underlying offense in that case being a burglary third degree charge. The panel will now deliberate and make their final decision regarding this case.
Thank you. So Mr. Lima is back before us for violating his probation with technical violations, substance use, failing to report, negative discharge from treatment, and all technical in nature. I see no new violent behaviors or threat thereof. I would designate 50%. Thoughts,
Great.
Mr. Pohl? Mr. Rodriguez?
Fine.
In the matter of Raul Lima, 386318, I'll move to designate 50% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, board members. This concludes this eligibility designation for review for Mr. Raul Lima, 386318. Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Timothy McDonald, inmate number 313645. Board members, please identify yourselves for the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Pohl.
Thank you, board members. This Mr. McDonald's case is being reviewed today for eligibility designation in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. He is currently serving 3 years concurrent for a violation of probation, underlying offense being an assault on public safety, EMT, transit, health, and its accompanying underlying offense of another violation of probation. Mr. McDonald is also serving a total effective sentence of 364 days concurrent, and this for 2 counts assault third degree. The panel will now deliberate and make their final decision regarding Mr. McDonald.
Okay, so Mr. McDonald's underlying offense was for assaulting a police officer. He comes back before us for violating probation with a domestic violence offense where he grabbed his girlfriend by the throat and threw her. I don't like the continued violence, and my vote would be 85%. Mr. Rodriguez?
85.
Mr. Pohl?
I agree.
Okay, in the matter of Timothy McDonald, 313645, I'll move to designate 85% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Board members, this eligibility designation review for Mr. Timothy McDonald, 312645. Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Roberto Quinones, inmate number 347223. Board members, please identify yourselves for the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Pohl.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Roberto Quinones' case is being reviewed for eligibility designation today in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. Mr. Roberto Quinones is currently 33 years, followed by 5 years special parole for a violation of probation. Underlying offense is being kidnapped, second degree, and an accompanying illegal sexual contact victim less than age 16. Mr. Roberto Quinones is also serving a total effective sentence of 3 years concurrent for illegal possession of weapon and motor vehicle, along with an additional 18 months concurrent for 2 counts violation of protective order. Mr. Roberto Quinones is lastly serving 364 days concurrent for an assault 3rd degree. The panel will now deliberate and make the final decision regarding this case.
Thank you. Mr. Roberto Quinones' underlying offense involves a kidnapping and sexual assault of a young female. And his new offenses, the violence against females continues. So my vote would be 85%. Mr. Pohl?
There are several,
Rodriguez? Yeah.
violation of protective orders there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's-
Right. Thank you. In the matter of Wilbert Roberto Quinones, I'll move to designate 85% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, board members. This is eligibility designation review for Mr. Roberto Quinones on 347223. Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Carrie Staples, inmate number 026603. Board members, please identify yourselves to the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Pohl.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Staples' case is being reviewed today for eligibility designation in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. He is currently serving 30 months for a violation of probation, underlying offense being robbery first degree dangerous instrument. Mr. Staples previously discharged to a term of special parole on the 29th of September 2022 and was returned to DOC custody under absconder status as recent as the 17th of September 2023. His 5-year term of special parole is presently slated to now expire on the 16th of October 2032. The panel will now deliberate and make their final decision regarding this case.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Staples is back before us on a violation of probation for technical matters, failing to report, leaving his approved residence without permission. I don't see any new acts of violence or threats thereof, so I would designate 50%. Mr.
I
Rodriguez?
agree.
Paul?
Agree.
Okay. In the matter of Carrie Staples, 26603, I'll move to designate 50% eligibility for parole. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Thank you, board members. This concludes eligibility designation review for Mr. Carrie Staples on 026603. Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Vasquez. Today is the 6th of February, 2025. This is a parole eligibility designation review being conducted for Mr. Christopher Stewart, inmate number 400807. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Mike Pohl.
Thank you, board members. Mr. Stewart's case is being reviewed today for eligibility designation in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 54-125, lowercase a. He is currently serving 7 years execution suspended after 3 years concurrent, followed by 42 months probation for 2 counts violation of probation. Underlying offenses being an assault first degree serious physical injury and a robbery first degree deadly weapon. Mr. Stewart is also serving a total effective sentence of 3 years concurrent for 2 counts violation of protective order. The panel will now deliberate and make their final decision regarding this case.
All right, so Mr. Stewart is back from probation. You know, there's some threats of violence here. When he violated that protective order and kicked the door in, he's threatening to chop limbs off and shoot the place up. That's a serious threat of violence. My vote would be to designate 85%. Mr. Paul?
The description of the May 2022 is just way too much.
Yeah, it was.
All right,
So
thank you. And
Yep.
okay, in the matter of Christopher Stewart, 400807, I'll move to designate 85% parole eligibility. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, board members. This concludes this eligibility designation review for Mr. Christopher Stewart, 400807. This concludes these designation reviews today, the 6th of February 2025. The time is now 9:20 a.m. Put off the record. Thank you, inmate.
Mhm.
Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Matt. Today is February 6, 2025, and this is a hearing of the Connecticut Board of Pardons and Paroles. The following board members are present this morning and by stating their names on the record certify they have reviewed all statutorily required documents and available pertinent information in preparation for this hearing.
Good morning, sir. I'm Jennifer Zaccanini.
Morning, Panamember Rodriguez.
Good morning, Mike Pohl.
Mr. Montanez, please state your name and inmate number for the record.
Joshua Montanez, 411613.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Joshua Montanez, number 411613. He is serving a sentence of 5 years with 3 years special parole to follow for 2 counts: criminal possession of firearm, tampering with evidence, violation of protective order, violation of conditional release, possession with intent to sell narcotics, risk of injury to child, disorderly conduct, and weapon in correctional institution. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of August 9th, 2024. There is no victim impact in this case. There is an offender accountability plan. He is currently participating in the medicated assisted treatment program. On January 29th, 2025, Mr. Montanez received a disciplinary ticket for a Class A contraband. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender's overall score falls within the high range for risk of recidivism. Mr. Montanez, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
Excuse me?
You're up. Why should we give you parole, sir?
I really, I take full responsibility for my action, you know. So, I changed my life, so I be acting different. So, saying I don't catch it. Before this ticket, I don't catch a ticket for like a year. So, I was doing good. I finished the program, tier 1. I was doing tier 2 on Corrigan, and they give me transfer out of nowhere. So I was doing good for the whole year. So after I catch this ticket, so I give my life to God and everything. So I just change my life. I start acting different. Yes, I'm a different person, you know. So I'm not the same ones that I get. I catch the case. So I'm very different now. So I take full responsibility for my own actions.
Sir, okay, before we start questioning, I want to clear up one thing because in earlier last month, you had a ticket for threatening a CO.
That was a confused with the CO. So he take it the wrong way, you know. So I don't threaten him. He said that I threaten him, but I take every time I do something, I take full responsibility for my actions. So he making mistake. I understand. Probably he had a bad day. I understand. So he probably taking the wrong way. And all is coming out of my mouth is, why you acting like that? Why you acting like that? So he come me to the bubble. When he come me to the bubble, he start acting like he want to swing on me. Like, what you want to do? You want to do? You want to hit me? So I just went back to the wall and was like, yo, why you acting like that? Why you acting like that? He pressed the code. So when he pressed the code, the lieutenant came and started asking like what happened, and he told him that I threatened him. And I say, well, why you say that? Why you lying like that? You know what I mean? That everything was coming out of my mouth is, why you acting like that? You know what I mean? So, but they don't. It's they word, they word, but against mine. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna win with them. So.
Okay, well, but regardless, you have 14 tickets in less than 4 years.
Yeah.
That's too many. Why are you in a red jumpsuit right now? Tell us about the latest ticket.
Which one?
The last one, last week.
Yeah, because they were doing a shakedown for the big shakedown they do every year, whatever. So they found a shank inside of one of my bottle, the cleaning bottle next to the toilet. So my old celly had that shank. That was his. I almost got into a fight with him for that shank. I told him to throw it out, right? So he told me that he throw it out. I already throw all my contraband out because I know they was doing shakedown. So I throw all my contraband out. So I don't know where they called me after the shakedown. They called me to the back to the black, and he asked me why I got the shakedown. I mean the shank for. I was like, what shank? So when they showed me, I told them, yo, that was my old celly. I told him to throw it out. I thought he throw it out, and he put it on one of my bottle, one cleaning bottle next to the toilet, you know? So that's all. So they're not gonna believe what I say. So
all right, so listen, if I go through all the tickets, the intoxication, the possession of marijuana, the assault on DOC, are you going to have an excuse for all of them? Did you do anything wrong?
No. I take full responsibility for the rest of my tickets. You know what I mean? So it just the other one is on me. You know, it's on me. I take full responsibility for them. I've been on set.
Yeah,
so,
they are on you. So it's hard for us to measure change in you when we see these disciplinary reports. You know, I mean, you have 3 years of special parole to follow your sentence, so you will have supervision, and you really need to prepare yourself for when you go back into the community, because we don't want to see you back here. But you had so many convictions coming in. I mean, I can't even possibly go over all of your offenses because you were just causing havoc in the community. You understand that?
Yeah, I understand, but I was good for the whole year. Like before these two tickets,
a year is not enough, is what I'm telling you. A year is not enough for us to measure success. That's just not good enough. Okay. I
understand.
You haven't been able to take any programs because you keep getting into trouble, and you're supposed to take programs so that you can change. So you prepare yourself for the community.
No, they don't got programming on Hartford Correctional. They don't got. I already finished tier 1. You know, I do tier 1. I finished tier 1, so they don't got programming here for I can finish program.
Well, you know what? Maybe you could have transferred somewhere else if you weren't getting all these tickets, sir, to get programs. Because they don't keep people with 5-year sentences in Hartford. You're supposed to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I already do my whole 4 year on counties, you know. So I've been down almost 4 years. I do almost my whole 4 year on county, you know.
I understand, but when you're picking up tickets, you know, they're not going to put you first in line for a program, sir. And you have a serious drug problem, so you needed the help. You really needed the help. You need to take advantage. You're a young guy. Take advantage of the special parole because we want you to get the help.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to live with a friend of yours in Bridgeport?
Yeah, I was trying to go to halfway house. I don't want to live with nobody. I like to start on my own. You know, I start on my own feet. So I just want to go to halfway. I don't want to go full home. You know, I want to start.
So now you want a halfway house instead? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know you have to register with the Deadly Weapon Offender Registry. That's with the state police.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now you had the opportunity to do tier 2. Why did you leave the program?
No, they give me transfer on when I was on Corrigan, they just give me transfer out of nowhere. It's not wasn't because I get a ticket or nothing. They just give me transfer to Hartford Correctional. I mean, I was doing tier 2 on Hartford program. They just give me transfer.
You did a month. Why did you get a poor work evaluation? What happened? When you were working, you got a negative evaluation. They said you were not doing your job.
Oh, but that was on Bridgeport when I started doing my sentence. So that was because they called me sleeping on the back of the where you dress. I just laying down back, and the CO came and he see me like laying down back. He sent me back to the blacks, and they keep me out of the job. So.
Well, I mean, come on, that's common sense. What if I go to sleep on this table right now? I'm gonna lose my job.
Yeah, I understand. So we was after after you work, you get like a recess. You know what I mean? Like we get a little short recess. Like we just lay down for a little while, but I just went on the back where I know was supposed to be sleeping. You know what I mean?
No, I understand that's against the rules. And guess what? There are some days I don't get a break. If I have a lot of work to do, I don't take a break. You have 3 kids out there. Are you interested in being a father to your children?
Yes, I try. I got whole bunch of letter from the DCF, which I was trying follow a visit I don't know what you call it, a visit from whatever for you can see your kid, but they never give me give me the opportunity.
Let me ask you a question. How is it you didn't know the name of one of your children?
Huh?
Your child's name. Why didn't you know your youngest child's name?
I know this Joanellis. I know her name. It's Joanelli. I just forgot when he asked me. It's Joanellis.
How do you forget your child's name?
Yeah, because I got too many things on my mind. I just forgot because I don't got the chance to see her. You know, she's born when I came to jail, so I don't have the chance to see her. So.
All right. So listen, you have a protective order for the victim. You understand what that means?
Yeah.
No contact, no letters, no Facebook, no tell your friend to tell your friend this, nothing.
I understand.
All right. Thank you for speaking with me. Mr. Pohl.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Mr. Montanez.
Good morning, sir.
I read your file and it really made me sad.
I know.
You're 28 years old and you need to be making better decisions.
I know.
Right? And when the chair asked you, when the chair asked you about programs and things like that, it's like you really need to get them to engage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the things that I honed in on when you were talking about the ticket from February 6th is that what you just said on here was that I knew there was a shakedown coming, so I threw out all my contraband.
Yeah.
That's concerning. I don't know if you understand how concerning that is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because we're not supposed to have contraband, right? And you have kids out there, and if you want to take part in their life, you got to be able to do something to turn this around. You know, and the way you're acting and where you're doing what you're doing, right? You know, you obviously you probably scared the hell out of your kids.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, and it's like you're 28. It's time to do something to make yourself better. You know, I mean, yeah, driving a tow truck is one thing, or you know, being a dishwasher is another thing. But at 28 years old, you should be able to get out there. And I know that you told the parole officer that you want to get your diploma.
Yeah, I want to get my diploma, the serial license too. So I just turned 29 yesterday. So yesterday was my birthday. Yeah. Thank you.
Happy birthday. But I just, you know, I want you to be able to turn this around and do well. But it's hard. It's hard with what we're here with, you know.
I just need one opportunity. That's it. You know what I mean? I just ask for all my heart. You know what I mean? I just want one opportunity to show you that I can do better. You know, that's what I ask for. You know.
Madam Chair, I don't have any further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Montanez, it's sad just hearing your conversation with the panel, because on some level, it doesn't sound as if you say you accept responsibilities if you're not really there yet. Like you haven't really made up your mind to really move to start making the kinds of changes that you need to make to be able to succeed on the outside. And it makes it hard for us to make a decision to want to let you go because of all of your behavior. And even though you say you accept responsibility, there's a part of you that I hear that doesn't accept responsibility for this, that kind of makes excuses for it. And for us, that's very challenging. And the charges that you had in terms of the possession of firearms, all the things that are going on out in the street with young people your age, killing each other, shooting each other. I mean, for me, that's frightening. And you haven't really done anything to work on those kinds of things that will give you the skills that you need not to do the kinds of things that you did to get to where you are right now.
Understand.
The acting out in the lobby of the hotel, the threatening, that type of behavior that can get you. You haven't learned those skills yet. And until you take some programming, you're gonna have a hard time learning that.
Mm-hmm.
And what we don't want to see is see you come back or see you hurt anybody or see the public in danger because of the weapons that you may want to try to get again. Why did you have these weapons? Why did you have them?
Just for my own protection. You know what I mean?
From what? Protection from what?
Yes,
Who's
beef.
after
Yes,
you?
yes, beef,
Huh?
just a little beef. Like it's nothing bad. I'm a hard headed. I was
Bad enough to carry a weapon more than once.
Yeah, I'm just hard headed. I was young. I'm just thinking different. I know how to avoid a problem. I just talk not like before. I just get into a fire, whatever, do all that crazy thing. So I just changed my mind. I know now how to talk before take action.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of thinking, and that's a direction that you do need to go into.
Mhm.
For right now, I don't feel that you're there yet.
Understand.
But listen, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you really, move toward wanting to try to do something for yourself, and good luck to you. I don't have any questions.
Okay, thank you. So I think we would all agree that Mr. Montanez unfortunately has not shown us what he would need to in order to be suitable today for parole, given the disciplinary reports, the lack of programming, just inadequate evidence of any kind of change, and the nature of these offenses. I would not be able to grant parole today. He does have 3 years of special parole, so he will have supervision and support in the community. Mr. Rodriguez, your thoughts?
I'm also not there today either, and and as panel member Pohl said, it's a sad kind of situation. You look at the situation, young man who with some potential, and he's not there yet. But I'm also not there today either, Madam Chair.
Mr. Paul.
I'm where both of you are, and I would hope that there's some kind of situation here where he could find programming for domestic violence.
Yeah.
Especially. But also, I didn't really get into it with him, but his substance use score is a 5.
Right.
Yeah.
5. And it's, I know that he's taking some action right now because he's part of the MAT program.
Yeah.
But to be able to get into a program, he started to take tier 2 in order, if he got in there and was able to do something like that.
Right.
His end of sentence right now is November of 26. I hope there's some way to get some kind of programming.
Yeah.
So that we can see offender change.
Yeah. Okay, my reasons are nature and circumstance, inadequate programs, and evidence of offender change. They're 2 separate, and poor institutional adjustment. Okay, special parole. I have 2 victims, halfway house that you just asked for. Domestic violence, and in this case, I really do think anger management is appropriate as well.
Yep.
Okay. In the matter of Joshua Montanez, inmate number 411613, I'll move to deny parole with no new hearing for the following reasons: the nature and circumstance of your instant offenses, your inadequate program participation, inadequate evidence of offender change, and poor institutional adjustment to disciplinary reports. I'll further move to set the following special parole conditions. You'll parole to a halfway house. You're to have no contact with victims' initials MG or MSR. You'll participate in behavior management programs for domestic violence and anger management. Is there anything further? Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sir, please keep working on yourself. Try to stay out of trouble and get more programs, okay? We wish you the
Thank
best.
you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
This concludes the hearing for Joshua Montanez, number 411613.
I'm good. Thank you. Have a good day.
Morning, my name is Parole Officer Matt. Today is February 6, 2025, and this is a hearing of the Connecticut Board of Pardons and Parole. The following board members are present this morning and by stating their names on the record certified they have reviewed all statutorily required documents and available pertinent information in preparation of this hearing.
Good morning, sir. I'm Jennifer Zaccanini.
Good morning, Panama Rodriguez.
Good morning, Mike Paul.
Mr. Mullins, please state your name and inmate number for the record.
Name Adrian Mullins, 442034.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Adrian Mullins, number 442034. He is serving a sentence of 7 years jail with 3 years to serve, 5 years probation to follow for threatening first and 2 counts carrying pistol without permit. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of March 30th, 2024. There is no victim impact in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for the offender. He completed domestic violence, Tier 2, anger management, and voices programming. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender's overall score falls within the high range of risk to recidivism. Mr. Mullins, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole.
I believe I should be granted parole because I came in here, did everything I needed to do, graduated high school, and I got kids home that I didn't meet yet, and they need their dad.
That's it?
I'm gonna do better in the world and stuff like that. I ain't gonna fall into the same footsteps that let me in here.
Did you know where you were coming today? Did you know you were coming for a parole hearing?
Not really.
When did you find out?
2 days ago.
Did you think about maybe preparing a statement to read? Okay, you're a young guy, so I'm just trying to help you out here. In the future, this is a very important event in your life, right?
Yeah.
you know, maybe write a few things down so that you can give a proper statement and express some remorse for the things that you've done. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to ask you some questions, okay? When we're done, we're going to deliberate and give you our decision. We'll begin with my colleague, Mr. Pohl.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Mr. Mullins.
Morning.
So we're here today, assault third, threatening first, 2 counts of carrying a pistol without a permit. That's, the guns are very concerning. And the domestic piece here is very concerning. You took the program, domestic violence. You received a good, not an excellent, but a good rating in that program. Can you tell me what you learned and apply that to why you are there in prison right now?
I was letting emotions get the best of me and not thinking and just reacting. And that's a very, like, domestic violence, like, it's very fun because it causes physical pain and internal pain into the person you're doing it to.
Okay, so you just told me what kind of pain you could cause. And you said that your emotions got the best of you, but what did you learn about how to take care of that? What are the alternatives?
I learned how to walk away from it, like take deep breaths, like better things to prevent my actions, and sitting down, thinking, taking time for myself before I react to what's going on, so I could go about it the better way instead of just reacting and going a negative way about it.
So the point is to not get to a place where you're reacting, right?
Yeah, not say reacting, but reacting in a negative way.
So when you walk away, you figure out what the productive thing is to do.
Yes, I could take time to gather my thoughts and think about, like, all right, if I do it this way, where it's going to lead me, and if I do it this way, it's more positive, and I could express my feelings without getting in trouble.
And that's taking positive action, right?
Yes.
Know that you're 21, right? And still it's like reacting to the world.
Yes.
But what we need to do is to take positive action and not hurt somebody with threats or slapping somebody in the face 5 times. You know, that's, you know, and then, you know, you did that. And then the official report says that you pulled out a gun. You pointed at her and you said, "I'll kill you." Right?
Yeah.
How do you think that affected? How do you think that affected her?
It just made it worse. It made it look like I was a dangerous person. And it probably
Well, go ahead, keep going.
and then it probably made me look like I was a bad father because my kid was there, and it just made it look bad on my end, even though, like, she was the aggressor, she the one who put her hands on me, but it still made it look bad on my end. I take full accountability for everything that I did and stuff. I take it before. I mean, I did it, like, but it just made me look like worse than it was. Like I'm not ready for society and stuff like that.
Right, but you said it made you look like a dangerous person.
Yeah.
So you were a dangerous person.
No, I'm not
Well, you were, because you were standing there in a domestic argument with a gun in your hand. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's being a dangerous person. How about if that escalated further? Where would it have gone? You know?
Yeah.
That quick. Because you just said that you, your emotions get the best of you. And if they were heightened even further, what could have happened? Right? You're 21 years old. You're not supposed to be sitting in prison.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
I mean, before this, not that it's at all any good, but the only thing on your record was larceny second. Right?
Yeah.
So, you got your high school diploma at Manson, right?
Yes, sir.
And you engaged in graphic arts technology there.
Yes.
So a couple of things. Those are some good things that I wanted to point out. What's the relationship like now with the child's mother?
We speak direct. I don't speak to her. I speak to my kid directly from my mom. So everything is through my mom.
Okay.
So it's like there's no relationship there besides that she's my child mother.
And is that going okay?
Yes.
One of the things that I'm concerned about is that when you had the interview with the parole officer, it says that the takeaway was that you didn't really have remorse.
I have a lot of remorse.
What does that look like?
I just don't. Like sometimes I don't really like show my emotions, but I had a lot of remorse because I let down my kids. I had a daughter. I missed her first birthday. I missed her being born. So I have remorse because I have remorse for my baby moms because she out there now. She out there taking care of my son by herself. And then my other baby mom, like I wasn't there for her when she really needed me and when my first steps in my daughter's life. I have a lot of remorse.
And we already really went through, but the reports said from the parole officer said that you minimized the law, right? And through the discussion that I had with you just a minute ago, that was kind of like it. Do you see and do you understand the position that you were in?
Yes.
Because you can't be in a spot like that. In a spot like that, you're going to be doing a very much longer sentence.
Yeah.
When you come out, you want to go to trade school?
Yes.
For
I want to be a
carpentry.
construction worker. Yeah, carpentry, construction worker.
And have you set up any plans to do that? Have you looked
No,
into it?
not really. But when I was home, I was gonna do job courts before I caught this case. But I already had another case, so they was telling me once I finish with that, then I could apply. But I don't think they're gonna let me apply now. So I'm just trying to find a trade school that's close by that I can apply to. Like, and my mom told me like there's the workplace downtown that helps people with stuff like that.
And so the graphic arts, the vocational stuff that you did while you were in, that didn't, that wasn't something that you really took to? Like,
It taught me like how to work on computers and stuff, but I'm not really a technology type of guy.
okay.
I'm a hands-on, but I did that to keep busy and stay out of trouble.
Okay. And just let's come back to a couple of these other programs. So, you took tier 2.
Yeah.
What did it teach you about your substance use and how it affects you and others in the community?
It makes the community like dangerous. Basically, me using substance, basically I'm not at my full potential. So it's bringing me down, and I'm not really thinking. I'm just under the influence. So I'm not really thinking for myself. Like, the drugs is taking control.
So what were you using when you were out there?
I smoked weed.
And how did that go with being motivated to do things?
It made me lazy, brought me down. Like, I wasn't drowsy a little bit. I wasn't as focused as I should have been. I was spending more money on the weed than saving.
Saving or helping to support your kids,
Yes,
right?
yes,
That's incredibly important to look at, right?
yes.
And just wanted to, one more, you had a ticket while you in October. I was a little confused. You took apart a mattress?
Yeah.
What were you looking to put in the mattress?
Oh no, it was like I was sleeping on it, and it just made it more comfortable.
Okay. So it was more of a destruction of property rather than a contraband ticket?
Yeah.
That was weird. Why is that contraband?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna see what other board members might have for you here.
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Mullins, you really went from no criminal history to this very difficult criminal history. I mean, 0 to 100, you know? And I understand that you are young and you're having trouble expressing yourself. I'm going to challenge you to really open up to people and learn how to be honest and forthcoming. It will only help you, right? Because we all need support in this world. We all need help at times. And if you hold everything in and it gets bottled up, this is what happens. Have you had the opportunity to apologize to your victim in the domestic violence case?
Well, it was a protective order, so I can't speak to her, but I had my mom. I had my mom try to tell her I apologize for everything that I've done.
Well, okay, so let's pretend that she's listening, and she might be, for all we know, right? What would you say to your victim today?
I apologize for my actions and leaving you alone in the world with my son. I appreciate everything you did for me and my kid when I was down and supporting my kid, even though like you wasn't there to support me, but as long as you supported my kid, you supported me. Because as long as he's fine, I'm fine.
That's great. You know, I mean, parenting is difficult. We all know this. So for anybody who's taking care of your children out there, you have 2 kids, right? I understand you have a child together. So you are going to have to find a way to co-parent together. I don't know what that looks like, if it's through a third party or through court orders or whatever, but you have to have respect for your child's mothers because it is hard work. And you did take the domestic violence program. What did you learn about healthy relationships? What do they look like?
That communication, talking before things escalated to a bigger perspective. Like, don't let the little things go over and unsaid, because then it just carry baggage for then you just let it build and build and build. And then when you explode, it's bad.
And what happens when you can't communicate? Because like you said, you can't control what other people do. You can only control what you do.
Yeah. You just gotta try, and if it don't work, then you just, you gotta walk away and be the bigger person.
Exactly. Right. Sometimes it's okay to just leave a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're way too young to be incarcerated. You know, at 21 years old, you should be in trade school. You said it yourself. Congratulations on your GED. That's a huge accomplishment. And I will recognize that you've stayed out of trouble for most of your incarceration. other than the whole matches thing. We know that's hard to do, especially in MYI, where there's a bunch of young kids who are looking to fight. So
Yeah.
that's an accomplishment in and of itself. You're going to go live with your grandmother in Bridgeport?
Yes,
So listen, grandma doesn't need your problems, right?
yes.
She needs you to do well, do good. There are, while you're on parole, and I don't know about in every area, but there are programs where you receive on-the-job training doing carpentry and construction. They'll pay you to go to work and teach you how to do these things. You know, it's not going to cost you anything. So look into those programs while you're on parole. If you really want to get into carpentry and construction, you can get certifications through different programs. Okay. And you said it yourself, if the marijuana is going to make you lazy, then don't do it. It's that simple. You need all your brain cells to be a good dad and to be successful in the community. And I don't want people working on my house while they're high. So, you know, that should be a given.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, Mr. Mullins, there's some real positive things that you have going on. You're taking some good programming, something that should be able to give you some foundation when you go, on the outside. But man, these charges are, we just had another situation just now about, gun charges. It's rampant and it's scary. And the public is very concerned about what's going out there with guns. What's going to prevent you from another gun when you go out since you say you need it for protection?
All my past, I left it in the past. Like, I'm just trying to stay home with my kids. Like, my kids is my motivation because
I appreciate that.
Like this.
I appreciate that, but you said early on that you had the gun for protection. Protection from what?
I was young and dumb. I just went, for me. There was a lot of things going on in the neighborhood I was living in. I was just young and dumb. Be honest. Now I'm more mature, and there's other ways to go about things that I see now.
Yeah, because that's the other way that we get all these killings. And panel report was right. That situation that happened when you pulling that gun out, you don't know what could have happened if it had a soft trigger. Could have shot accidentally, and you could have killed somebody right in the middle of in public.
One more thing, like it takes a man to sit there and walk away. Anybody can pull the trigger.
Yeah, and it's time for you to man up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I don't have any questions, Madam Chair.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to talk about your case briefly, and we'll give you our decision, okay? Mr. Paul.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So when it comes to Mr. Mullins, he's done well with programming. He really has. He's taken all of the appropriate programming, Tier 2 anger management, where he received excellent evaluations. He's taken voices and understands through questioning the impact that he had. And he has taken other programming as well. He has been in MYI, and as you said, it's hard to not get disciplinary reports there, but Mr. Mullins has been able to make it through and only have one ticket for taking apart a mattress. I believe that Mr. Mullins is due out in September. And I think between his parole, when he's paroled in September, he would do well to have the support of Parole and Community Services as he goes out and does his probation bid. So I would be in support of his parole today.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. I agree. I think Mr. Mullins has expressed some insight that he's gained from programming. He has educated himself. He has a good plan for when he is released. He knows what he has to do. There's nothing left for him to do while he's incarcerated. So I think it's time for him to go out into the community and prove that he can be a positive contributing member. My vote would be to grant as well. Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. My vote would be to grant as well. I mean, he's taken good programming, and recently, these are not programs, he's taken them recently. It should still be kind of on his mind, so he can utilize the skills that he learned on the outside. I'm going to be supportive of discretionary parole today. Just make sure that you use a person that you're going to be dealing with as support for yourself, so you don't get any kind of situations. But other than that,
Thank you. Okay, so we have a victim without the parole officer's permission because there's a child involved and domestic violence. Anything further?
That's it.
Okay. In the matter of Adrian Mullins, admin number 442034, I'll move to grant parole effective today, February 6th, 2025, with the following additional conditions. You're to have no contact with your victim, BB, without the permission of your parole officer, and you'll participate in a domestic violence program in the community. It's continuation of what you've learned on the inside. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Mullins, be patient. Someone will reach out to you soon, okay? We wish you the best. Keep
Good
working on
luck.
yourself.
Good luck.
Thank you.
This concludes the hearing for Adrian Mullins, number 44203.
Kristen, let us know when we're off the live, please.